Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Jessie, and welcome to my Tiny Talks podcast, the show where we'll dive into self-love, inner child healing, and discovering your soul's purpose. I look forward to chatting with you every single week and helping you grow exponentially in all areas of your life. Without further ado, here's today's Tiny Talk. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tiny Talks. Wow, I am excited to be chatting with you all today. I hope you are all off to a wonderful new year. If you celebrate the holidays, I hope you had a wicked holiday and that you're starting off the new year feeling fresh with all your new goals and plans. I know that I've been sitting down the last couple of days and really just bringing about awareness to what I want this next year to look like, bringing awareness to that, visualizing, feeling it in my body, getting that bigger picture. I know for myself personally, 2021 was a bit of a rocky year, although it did get me to where I am today and got you to where you are today. So we do have to find some gratitude in those small victories that may have been hidden in the year, but I know that they were there for all of us. And so as I was going through my goals for 2022, that's really what brought up the idea for this episode. Because while I was sitting there thinking of things, this one word kept popping up in my head over and over and over again. And that word is intention. And what I mean by intention is specifically showing up with intention. And so I know for myself personally, a lot of 2021 was spent feeling like I was drifting, like I was floating, like I was going through the motions, almost because I felt like I had to. I wasn't really getting any joy or fulfillment out of anything that I was doing. And I was kind of just doing the things because, again, I felt like I had to. And so my biggest goal and my word for 2022 is to show up with intention. And that is the preface of today's episode, is to chat about some ways to show up with intention each and every day. And you guys, this is extremely beneficial for us because not only does it allow us to show up with the reason behind what we're doing, but it allows us to hold ourselves accountable for the things that we're doing. Because if we're showing up each and every day with intention, that means A, we have our logical part of our brain online. We are present, we are grounded, we are doing each and everything with a certain intention. Whereas if we do things and we don't really know why we're doing it or where it came from, we kind of just go through the motions and we could be missing a lot of joy and fulfillment that comes with that, but also missing those big victories that could happen, but we don't really notice them because we're not showing up with that intention behind it. So for today, for 2022, let's chat about some ways of how we can be intentional each and every single day. And this can be harder to do on some days than on others, but if we are still showing up with the intention that we are going to try to even just do our daily necessities every single day, there's a bare minimum of the things that we're going to do, but we're still going to at least get those things done. And we're doing that consistently. And again, with intention, just naturally, our energy and our frequency of what we are putting out is going to radiate back to us. But if we are just going through the motions, and I can speak through this personally, if we are just going through the motions, we are not always going to get out of something what we thought we would because we didn't put that energy into it. So how, if we think about it, could the law of attraction really bring that in return if we didn't actually have a clear message that we were putting out in the first place? So the first thing that I want to talk about that I'm going to start to be doing every single morning, and I have been doing for the last 3 days, is to create a mantra every single morning. And that could be something super simple of, today is going to be a beautiful day. Something as simple as that. Or, today I'm going to make someone smile. It's basically an affirmation, a mantra. They're kind of the same thing, but basically just right off the get-go saying and speaking what you want to feel for the day. And that could look different. Maybe you have a big presentation. You wake up in the morning, I am going to crush my presentation this afternoon. Whatever it is, find that mantra. Think of that thing first thing in the morning. So your mind is already off to a great start to set that intention for the day. The second thing I have on here is share your intention with a friend. What is it that you're working on? Maybe it's a bigger goal that's going to carry on through more than just one day. Maybe it's a huge goal. For myself personally right now with my Young Living business, I'm running towards a goal. I'm so fortunate to have such a wonderful, amazing community that I can share my intention and my goals with so that they can hold me accountable. When we are held accountable of the things, it allows us to also be more intentional of how we're showing up because we have other people that are holding us accountable and can see the things that we're doing, right? If we vocalize those things, which brings us to my third point, which is verbally share your intention with a friend, but also with yourself. Tell yourself what your intention is, right? Our mind actually does not know the difference between reality and what we tell ourselves. I mean, just think about it. How many times have you told yourself something about yourself that other people just don't see or don't tell you? We start to tell ourselves all these lies that then begin to shape our reality. Again, our mind does not know the difference. So if we are telling ourselves things with intentions and verbalizing that, our mind is then actually able to make that a reality. I mean, if you think of anything in the world, what you're listening to this podcast on, your phone, your laptop, your radio, whatever it is, that item was once just a thought in someone's mind and is now physically in the world. There was an intention there for that product or item of everything that we have on our globe that is now physically existing. So if we're able to communicate with our mind what our intention is and get our mind thinking about that, it makes it a reality. And when we make things a reality in our mind, that is then able to make it a reality in our physical world. So share your intention with yourselves, journal it, write it down. We are actually over 40 times more likely to crush a goal, to achieve a goal, just by writing it down. Because again, it's not just a thought floating in our mind, but when we write that down and we read that and our mind starts to visualize that and feel what that would feel like to crush that goal, we're able to make that a reality, which is pretty freaking cool if you think about it. So our thoughts are way more powerful and actually control our lives more than I think we recognize sometimes. So the more that, again, that word, we can show up with intention, the more that we're able to control our lives and our brain and our reality instead of our brain controlling us and setting our reality. The next one that I have on here, which is super, super helpful just for the body in and of itself, but that's to create a ritual. And by ritual, I just mean a pattern, a to-do list, a non-negotiable, a daily list, right? What are the things that you are gonna want to do every single day? Again, those bare minimum things. And we can achieve way more than that some days, but sometimes we just have to have that baseline, right? We can have chill days, we can have relaxed days, but it's so important that we just have those daily things. In my community, we call them daily IPAs, income producing activities. What are your things, your ritual that you are going to do every single day? With those rituals and with those to-do lists, we are able to create intention of why we're doing those things. What is our end goal? Okay, these are all my daily non-negotiables that are going to help me get to that goal. Therefore, putting intention on what our goal is. Okay? The next one that I have on here is to meditate. And meditating can simply just be closing your eyes and visualizing what it is that you want, right? Meditating has so many different contexts and so many different ways that you can do this. And there's no right or wrong way to meditate because we all do it a little bit differently depending where we're at in our spiritual journey, depending where we're at in processing our traumas, depending where we're at in our life. And so to meditate is a very generalized word, but whatever that means and resonates with you. So to simply be in your mind, start with 5 minutes, or maybe if it's even 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. I'm now able to meditate for roughly 2 times a day at 15 minutes. This is really, really amazing to do first thing in the morning, especially before you touch your cell phone or any kind of electronics. When we first wake up, our mind is still in a state of sleep, right? We haven't turned on our cognitive mind fully. We're still in that REM state. And so if we're able to visualize and meditate when we're in that state, we are much more likely to make that a reality than when we start to go on our cell phones and we're out of our sleep rhythm and we're already in the motion of day-to-day life. Slow down. Set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than you normally do and just lay in bed and meditate for a minute. Grab some essential oils, raise your vibration, bring intention to what you want your day to look like. Visualize that. I promise you guys, if you practice this for a week, I guarantee you will notice such a shift in your mind and your energy and just how you're showing up. You will begin to live instead of just survive. It is incredible how powerful our minds are when we begin to show up with intention. The next one I have on here is to practice gratitude. And this has been something that has been extremely fulfilling for me and is fulfilling for all of us. Find 3 things throughout your day. I like to start this off first thing in the morning. What is 3 things I'm grateful for right now? It takes less than 5 seconds for us to communicate with our brain 3 things that we're grateful for. And I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and I can't remember the exact statistics. If I can find the video, I'll put it in the show notes. But basically they were saying that by telling ourselves and communicating with ourselves 3 things we're grateful for every single day. They did a study with a group of folks. And every single one of those individuals that practiced gratitude versus the ones that didn't showed a 75% increase in their happiness overall than those that didn't. Because again, our mind likes to look for the bad. It likes to look for the negative because that's safe for us. Our mind actually doesn't comprehend positiveness all the time, right? That can be overwhelming. That's scary for us. But the more that we can retrain our mind, right, and lay down those positive neural pathways, the more that our mind starts to look for the positive. But if we've been stuck on a very negative loop, guess what? Our mind's going to continue to find those negative things. And I've said this before, but catch it, change it, release it. You get a negative thought, catch it, catch yourself telling yourself that negative thing, change it. Find the gratitude in what it is that you find negative, right? We're so quickly, just as an example, we're out walking in the street, we see someone wearing something that we personally wouldn't wear. And what do? We criticize them. What can we do? We can catch ourselves doing that and we can change it and say, hey, maybe that's all that they had to wear today. Or maybe, that outfit makes them feel really stinking good. Right? Changing that, finding the gratitude. Yes, you look super good in that shirt. I personally wouldn't wear it, right? But just finding that gratitude is so beneficial and healthy for our frequency and for our mind. It is so stinking good for us, you guys. I have 2 more on here. The next one, super quick, is ask for what you want and then let it go. Ask for what you want, then let it go. Let the universe take control and trust in that process. All while doing your daily things and showing up with intention and sharing your mantras and doing your ritual and meditating and finding gratitude, ask for what it is that you want and get crystal clear on what that is. What do you want? And then let it go. Release it. Trust the process. Again, it's not just going to happen for you. But if we just begin to bring awareness and trust the process of being able to just release instead of thinking about it over and over and over and over and making excuses and saying it's not going to happen and putting all these barriers, it's going to be a lot harder for the law of attraction to work in our favor. And the last one that I have on here is to remind yourself daily. And what I mean by that is remind yourself daily that you're showing up with intention. Show up each and every day with the intention to have intention. And I know that sounds very simple and easier said than done, but we can get so scattered in our alarm going off and jumping out of bed and running to get ready and going to work and going through the motions and coming home and doing the dishes and cooking dinner and taking the kids and blah, 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 blah. Let's collectively learn to slow down, to show up with intention. What are we going to get out of today? There is so much more to get out of each and every day than to just get up, go to work, come home, and go to bed and do it all over again. Find the small things. Set those intentions for yourself. We have been stuck in this autopilot survival state since the beginning of the pandemic because our body has had to shift to that, right? It's had to keep us safe. And that's why I'm so excited to release this podcast, because I've just witnessed by watching folks, even just when I go to the grocery store, to the mall, whatever it is, everybody's just go, 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 not even a look up for eye contact or a hello or how's it going. I'm guilty of this as well. But we need to bring more intention into our life. We have no idea how long we are on this planet for. We do not know that. All of us are the same in that boat. And it's so important that we collectively begin to bring intention to our life of what it is we want to get out of this incredible human experience here on Earth. I hope that 2022 brings you everything that you desire. I hope that you're able to get crystal clear on your goals. I hope that you are able to find peace, inner peace, time to slow down, time to focus on you and what your goals are. It is never, ever, ever too late to reflect back, to take a step back, to start over, to fail and get up again. But I want you to make sure that you're doing it with intention. I hope that you're all having the best day, the best start to your new year. I hope that this podcast aligns with you and resonates and just inspires you to bring a little more intention into your day each and every morning when you wake up. I'm sending you all so much love. I am so thankful for all of you guys, and I can't wait to chat with you all soon. Bye, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's episode of Tiny Talks. If you're looking to connect, you can find me on Instagram at JessieBrown13. I look forward to chatting with you all next week. And remember, get out of your head and into your heart.